Yo, how's it going? Lad here. This year of 2024, I had the chance to visit Thailand this spring. From trying out street vendors to night markets in Bangkok, to heading down to Phuket and Patong Beach for the nightlife, and checking out excursions while there, it was a fun experience for any adult. I'm still learning how to film correctly, so I do apologize in advance if some of the videos are shaky. My trip started, of course, with flying from Chicago to Thailand. It was about a 17-hour flight, and thankfully I slept through most of it. I landed at Don Muang International Airport. On the drive to my hotel, from the car ride alone, the city and the building structures reminded me a bit of Chicago. Another friend of mine joined me. We made our way to one of the many night markets in Bangkok, Usam Ram Chai Market. On the way there, we gained another party member. I noticed him a while back as I'm always aware of my surroundings. Didn't really know what his intentions were, but he eventually backed off. You can later hear me mentioning to my buddy.
Let's come back here later.
Good. Yeah. Go check it out. Give me a refresher. Yeah.
What is that, right?
Yeah, one guy was following us the entire time.
No, you saw that, huh? I was watching that's like a seafood oil bag, bro.
There's a whole lot of walking around, so stop by for a smoothie. And man, do I miss these. You'll find many of these fruit smoothie vendors anywhere, and they'll go ahead and mince up some fresh fruit, a little bit of sugar, some water, blend that up, and give it to you. And dang, it just hits different when it's a hot day and you're sweating. I also stopped by the 7-Eleven here to compare to Japan. Japan still takes the cake when it comes to convenience. About 7 years ago when I did my study abroad, 7-Eleven carried me as it was cheap and close by. But honestly, all international 7-Elevens are better compared to the US. Oh wait, we sell these. Pretty good. It's like snacks. We finally arrived at Kusambran Chai Market. The temperature was about 88 degrees Fahrenheit or about 27 degrees Celsius, and walking around at night also cooled us a bit as well too. But get ready to use your legs as everything is a walking distance. At the night market, it was filled with food stalls from fried food, grilled fish, duck, papaya, rice curry, and fruits. You could find pretty much anything here. This aisle that we're walking in is one of many, and sadly my appetite wasn't fully there. This was more of a finger food, whereas I wanted to sit down and enjoy a decent meal.
You see out there too, right?
After walking around and trying to find a decent place to eat, we came across this place. A chill upbeat environment located at a back aisle. It was a hot pot restaurant with decent prices. We ended up ordering the most expensive dish there. It was a hot pot of beef along with seafood and chili pepper to dip into. It was about 599 baht or $16. The pork belly looked amazing, so you know I had to get that too. That was about 149 baht or $4. We got 2 bowls of rice for 15 baht each, which is about 40 cents each, and a bottle of Coke for 50 baht. The meal ended up costing about close to 1,000 baht or about $28. The individual who greeted us and served us, which I'm assuming is the owner, was quite attentive and kind. I do a bit of cooking as well too, and I really wanted to ask her how she made her pepper sauce, because man, that was beautiful. I didn't have too much faith in the pepper of an egg inside until I tasted it. And man, I can still taste it now. A creamy, mild, spicy taste that instantly hits your taste buds. Dip that along with some of the grilled meat or fried pork belly and balance it out with the jasmine rice. And I swear, it was like that scene from Ratatouille where he combines 2 different flavors at once.
I think it's some sort of sauce.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, it looks like some sort of sauce.
Yeah. Assume it's like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not bad. Ooh, I like that. Damn.
Try that, bro. It's pretty surprised you, huh? Not bad.
Anyways, I really enjoyed this restaurant. Chill vibe and still quite cheap compared to later on. We called it a day as the next day we were heading down to Phuket, Thailand's largest island in the Andaman Sea, where a lot of the tourist and nightlife thrives. It was about a 2-hour ride from a smaller aircraft down to Phuket. There were a lot of open seats, so can't complain about that. We made our way to Nayang Beach. The beach life there is great, but our plane sadly was delayed, and by the moment we reached our hotel, it was already dark, so we didn't get to do much other than, of course, get some more smoothies. I had to get a classic watermelon, can't go wrong with that. And we decided to end the night by going to Coco's Beach Restaurant, which is across the street. This place served everything, but mainly seafood. It was again a very chill vibe. It was outside. We even had some singers come out later to vibe to. I ended up ordering soft shell crabs as an appetizer, some lightly fried shrimp with sweet and sour sauce. For dinner, a 10-ounce tenderloin steak that came with some fries, and a whole lobster with a whole bunch of garlic. The garlic was extremely overpowering. Lobster by itself has a distinct sweet taste to it, and the garlic was way too much, so I had to remove it. I'd recommend just the basic buttered lobster. You can't go wrong with that.
That's what I've been dying for. Dang, this is a bird prawn and a tiger prawn. What the hell's the difference? We waited all week for this.
Got the fish. Ooh, I gotta get some crab too. You can't go wrong with crab.
This oh, man. What is that?
This is the appetizer that we're.
That you wanted? Shit, you better finish. This is the appetizer I wanted with the mussels, man. Oh, this is the fried the shrimp. This is the fried soft crab. Oh, fried soft crab. Let's take a picture of my shit. Crab before? I have. Not a big fan of it though. Fucking amazing. Just keep coming. Bro, you ordered so much food, dude. You better finish all your food, dude. So I only got mussels, steak, and lobster. But those two guys are the two biggest fucking lobsters, man. Steak time.
This was probably our most expensive dinner so far. It came out to about 10,000 baht or 300 USD. Those lobsters were about $90 each, and they gave us the biggest ones in the tank. But the further you go down from Bangkok and into the islands, the more expensive things will be, part of resourcing and mainly tourist pricing. The next day we took a bus down to Patong, as there's no aircraft to get down there. It was a 2-hour bus drive down, and here I made my way down to my hotel, Absolute Bangla Suites. It had a 4.2 star review. Each night was about 70 USD, and during my visit there were reconstructions being made, and they accommodated me by giving me lunch vouchers, which was pretty cool. And the Thai night buffet caught my eye. 1000 baht or $30, and there was also a ladyboy show included as well too. Now I've never seen this before, and I assumed it was going to be a traditional Thai girl or ladyboy dancing to Thai music. Boy was I wrong. I've never been so scared before in my life. Anyways, that may or may not happen later in the video, but I left my bags at the hotel as check-in was at 3 p.m. and it was still early in the morning before heading out to Patong's beach. This beach stretches about 2 miles from the bottom to the very top. After making about 3/4 the way there, I stopped by a massage parlor. My feet were killing me. I had to kill some time before I get to my hotel anyways. It was a 2-hour massage for about 900 baht or 28 USD, and it was well worth it. I made my way to the infamous Bangla Road. This had all the adult attractions and nightlife all at one street. In the morning and afternoon, this looks completely different compared to when evening comes around. It's like a ghost town with vendors here and there. This street is open for vehicles to go in and out, but it gets shut down around 7 p.m. Cannabis usage is also legal here, and you'll even get places that'll roll it for you. Fortunately, I don't participate in that, so I don't pay too much attention to it. There's a food stall area that opens at night. Crazy to see how different the street becomes when the evening comes around. So after walking around, here's the nightlife in Bangla Road. The road is overcrowded with tourists and people trying to sell you things, along with people trying to drag you into bars. My apologies for the shaky camera. My settings are off here. We stopped by a night food market. These shop owners are pushy. They'll put menus in your face and try to get you to the stalls. Other than that, there were all kinds of seafoods, to pork, chicken, beef, to smoothies and fruits for you to try. Anything that your stomach can stomach, it's there for you. Unfortunately, seeing food out in the open like this just doesn't seem too appetizing for me. Many questions come to my mind about cleanliness.
Man, those are your prawns. So you trying to get some prawns for you? I'm kind of full though. Well, we gotta try it out. Maybe sometime. We just get one each. Ain't get no lobster like that. Nah, that shit's dead. It's gonna be hella expensive. But we can try it. Just grill it. Everybody ought to be trying to sell us stuff, man.
Oh yeah.
Remember when we walked in, there were like fucking 5 people came up to us already.
That's how they get money.
That's not how we have another one.
That's why Thai was say money.
They got stingray too.
Hello, brother. You here? Beautiful.
Oh, they got the mantis shrimp too, good. Mantis shrimp.
A little boy ice cream.
À bula, ye lấy được bula tao chén luôn.
Wonder if they catch these or not. You think they catch them or you think you get them?
How you brother? You want to eat?
We're okay. Damn, that pork looks good.
Hello. No, thank you.
Hi, make narrow the ice cream. Ay, sen abla var bak. No, bekle.
Oh, they even got clams there too.
And so we called it a night as we already had a meal before, and also an excursion to wake up early to the next day. The nightlife is fun, but it's not my kind of vibe, nor do I like exploiting others. I've stopped drinking like I used to compared to when I was a rebellious teenager. Now when I do, I just want a glass of wine, peace and quiet. But anyways, waking up early the next morning, our first excursion was to Maya Bay, where the movie The Beach, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, took place. Many of these excursions can be purchased anywhere from vendors selling them at a much higher price compared to booking online, as most of these trips range from one person 2,000 to 4,000 baht, or $50 to $90 each person. Depending on what you want to do and see, there are excursions for exploring the forest life, zip lining, cave exploring, but most of them revolve around water activities, as Phuket itself is an island. Anyways, back to our first excursion to Maya Bay. The shuttle bus arrives at your hotel and picks you up to Sea Star Pier, where most of the other excursions happen as well. Here we're getting briefed about what not to do about sea urchins and not disrupting coral beds, and getting fined for losing snorkeling gear. We make our way to Kai Island, our first stop, on a jet boat, and you know I gotta sit up front. I got burnt to a crisp afterwards, but it was well worth it. It was about a 45-minute ride and it was smooth sailing, as the waters were relatively calm that day. Once we got there, there's a nearby beach that you can swim around in. We had about 30 minutes here before heading out to the next island. This dude in the blue shirt took 2 L's before we even got out. Anyways, we go for a bit of snorkeling. All these tents are owned by a different group, and it was an additional 150 baht or $5 just to sit on these. Really felt like everyone was out to extort you. But that's what happens if you're in a touristy area. From Kai Island, we made our way to Monkey Beach. As the name implies, this beach is heavily populated with monkeys, and they're no strangers to humans, as many of them will come up to you if you offer them food and take it. We stopped here for again about 30 minutes. We headed in towards PP Don for lunch. Lunch is complimentary and included in your excursion, so I filled up quite a bit. It was buffet style with, of course you know it, watermelon, jasmine rice, pad thai, and chicken wings. For some reason, those chicken wings just hit different. savory, and fried, just the way I like it. Anyways, we filled up and made our way down to Viking Cave. Viking Cave is a natural attraction with paintings found on the eastern and southern walls of the cave. It got its name from paintings that seemed like Viking ships on the walls that were possibly made by sailors taking shelter in the cave during a storm in the past. Unfortunately, we didn't get to go inside, but rather we snorkeled near the entrance of the cave. From there we went down to Pele Lagoon. This was a valley of limestone valleys. It was quite beautiful to look at. Once we settled, we snorkeled around taking in the views of the mountains. With over-tourism, the waters have definitely changed. From the heavy traffic, you can see gas and debris on top of the water surface. This has sadly contributed to many coral reefs dying off. Anyways, I ended up taking a bit of in real life damage while adjusting my life jacket and ripped my nail. Thankfully, we were done snorkeling. I had to rip that son of a gun off as I didn't have a nail clipper. I can still remember how much it hurts now. So we finally make our way to Maya Bay. This round island that we parked next to looks exactly like a chocobo forest. About to give me a chocobo card. It was a pretty cool looking island though. So anyways, from there, we made our way to the heart of Maya Bay. Here are the native species of crabs and black-tip reef sharks, which are making the return from the polluted waters. There were quite a bit of people, but it wasn't overly crowded, and eventually I made it to Maya Beach. Here's the comparison of overcrowded tourism 7 to 8 years ago. The bay was decimated with pollution and drove away a lot of sea life and contributing to the dead coral. It's been closed ever since 2018 to boat traffic and swimming by the Thai government to let the ecosystem recover. Those who ignore the rules were given a hefty fine. During my experience to about 8 years ago, definitely gotten a lot better. With the government intervening, this beach is definitely thriving again. I made my way all the way to the end of the beach with this big old rock that you couldn't climb on top of, sadly. And then I gotta put my name on the beach. After Maya Beach, we made our way back to the pier. It was a long day and sitting on a jet boat for hours on end will definitely take a toll on you. We rested up and the next day went to the Botanica, a mall. There are many shops inside that you would also find in a typical mall in the US. Prices were about even for name brands. There was a mirror maze that we went into for the heck of it. It was 250 baht per person or about $8. It was actually my first mirror maze, so I wanted to try that out. I've seen too many videos of kids running straight into mirrors head first. That wasn't gonna happen here.
You go first, lad.
Oh shit, that was weird.
You go first, lad. Keep going.
Alright, you do your thing.
Alright, here I come.
Yep. Oh man, that's so trippy.
Where are you, lad?
Where are you, man? Where are you? Let's go straight.
Holy shit.
I feel like I'm playing that one horror game.
Holy shit.
Floppy or something like that?
No, I don't see you, man.
You just gotta keep going, dude.
Let's gotta keep going. Dude. There's like multiple paths.
Just reach your hand out and just keep walking.
Oh shit.
That's so creepy. So trippy.
Holy crap, dude. Where are you, lad?
Just keep walking, bro.
Okay, dude.
Hopefully your footage there is decent enough. Let's get that in. Oh shit.
You see me, lad?
Yeah, I see you, but I don't know how to get to you.
Where am I?
You're behind me.
I'm right behind you, bro. I don't feel you, man.
I'm getting stuck here now.
Slow, man.
So I'm not sure if I'm going right or left.
Are you right in front of me?
No.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
How the fuck did you get there?
We had a weird bro moment here for a bit, but I eventually made my way out to the next attraction, which was a room with an optical illusion. It was underwhelming as you took about 20 steps in and that was about it.
This shit is creepy as hell, dude. Wait.
We go back?
Huh?
Is that it? We just go back?
While in the mall, we stopped by Yakunika restaurant that just opened up, getting 2 special sets with different cuts of beef, along with the add-ons and drinks and rice. Our total ended up being about 9,000 baht or about 260 USD. As my next trip will be here soon, I wanted to compare the quality of import versus in-country. As we made our way up, each beef strip was marbled with fine streaks of fat that melted in your mouth. But I like my meat tender and lean, and a lot of it. And actual Wagyu are naturally fat, so you can't eat too much of it as it won't sit well in your stomach. It was a good experience, and I'll be making comparisons to it while in the motherland of Wagyu. And the next day we had a boys' day out. Our last excursion led us to Phuket's Smart Pier, also known as Chalong Pier, to do some fishing. We made our way to the pier into the charter boat and set course to Siam Bay, which is mostly known for its resorts. I did get hit with a little bit of seasickness and felt rather weak throughout this trip. As it was my first time in a charter boat, I think I did okay. My buddy who also came along with me took a big fat L, as he was throwing up the whole entire time. Dude was inflicted with the seasickness status ailment and slept the majority of the trip. After trolling for a bit, we eventually get our first fish. I think it was some sort of tuna. As a Midwestern dude, I haven't fished in the ocean, so this is actually my first time fishing the ocean. So you gotta cut me some slack. I'm hoping to fish more in the future, but as of right now, I'm just a freshwater fisher. Anyways, back to our first catch here. This was about 4 hours into trolling, and the main character here, with this dude, didn't really seem like he knew how to fish. When it came to him putting the fish away, he lost the darn fish. He lost about 700 points in aura that day. Anyways, we ended up at one of the designated spots and casted our rods into the ocean. I honestly didn't think we were going to bob it back and forth. I was thinking more of a casting and reeling it in. My travel buddy here was taking damage over time in real life with motion sickness, so I kind of left him to do his own thing. A little while after, I ended up catching what I'm assuming is a grouper, or two of them. As a first time ocean fisher, I couldn't even tell I had something on my line. I pulled it up and bam, fish on. Afterwards, we had lunch on the boat. Again, some good old watermelon. Can't go wrong with that. And the fish that I caught, which were the groupers, fried rice, and those scrumptious chicken wings again. We filled up and went to Siam Bay for a quick swim. I made the mistake of jumping out the boat with my glasses on and almost lost them. Not doing that again. Eventually, we made our way back to the pier and back to our hotel. Now, you remember the Thai night of the Ladyboy show a while back into the video? I had some time to kill, and being the curious storage that I am, I attended that. Here's what happened. It firstly started as I thought it would. Traditional Thai girls dancing to Thai music with tourists going up on stage and dancing along. Then it was the main show. The moment I heard this exaggerated sound, I knew something was going to be up.
Without further ado, put your hands together, make some noise, and welcome the Monkey Divas.
Recording stars, the Dreams.
Every man has his own special dream, and your dream is just about to come true. Life's not as bad as it may seem if you open your eyes to what's in front of you.
These are the Ladyboys, and they all did a great job. Firstly, it was just singing, then dancing, and then coming around, putting themselves onto people, which would have been hilarious if I had a bunch of friends around, but being so that it was just myself, it was rather interesting to say the least. These were just clips, as I got rather PG-18. I'll add the full video to YouTube members only when I get that set up. As the night continued, the final boss comes out. This individual's bazookas were bigger than my head. I got hit IRL with paralyzed and I was unable to move. If this individual sat on me or attacked me, I lived a good life. As I was alone and video recording, I was left alone for the night. Thank goodness. As the night began to wrap up, it overall was a marvelous attraction for anyone to go see. But I'd go with at least another person, so it's not so awkward. My trip finally came to an end as I headed back to Don Muang Airport for my flight back home the next day. While I still had a day left, I walked around and checked out Madame Sum Tam, a popular seemingly mom and pop restaurant with overall good ratings. They're known for their papaya salads. I didn't want a stomach while walking around, so I get their next best known dish, which was the grilled chicken leg with a mild pepper sauce to accommodate it, and also some chicken wings. The flavor of the chicken is reminiscent to a roast red pork seasoning mix. It was slightly sweet with a hint of toastiness to it. I'm not a stranger to Southeast cuisine as these are flavors that I grew up using and cooking with, so it gave me some hints of that flavor. My total ended up being about 400 baht or $11 USD. After this, I was still hungry, so I made my way to Dong Smith in the Central Embassy Mall, which has a lot of expensive clothing brands such as Balenciaga and Gucci, and many more. Dong Smith was a very popular and well-received rating restaurant. It's a Thai boat noodle shop. It's potentially a cousin to a bowl of pho. You want to think of it as a smaller bowl of pho with smaller strands of rice noodles and a concentrated broth at the bottom of the bowl. I ended up getting their D10 or sliced Australian Wagyu ribeye, braised shank and tendon, the most expensive beef noodle there. And then also a drink, and you can't go wrong with those pork crisps. And finally, to complement everything, a light dessert that had many flavors of a tapioca pudding. My total ended up being about 800 baht or 24 USD. I really wanted to go to Watana Panik, which is the renowned shop that is known for the beef noodle soup that has been simmering for the past 50 years. It was rather close by too. But around 5 p.m., traffic in Bangkok explodes and you can't go anywhere for taxi. A 20-minute taxi ride became a 2-hour ride, and I wasn't gonna make it before they closed, so I called it a night and got ready for my flight home. Overall, thinking about this trip here, there's one thing that I took away was that I needed to vacation more. Money can always be earned, but time can never be given back. It was again a fun trip overall, and it's always exciting to see different cultures and different sceneries. I'm still learning about filming and will be working to improve that. If you got any suggestions or ideas for improvement, let me know. I'm already preparing for my next trip, as it's going to be a trip that I've been waiting for a long time, in the land of the rising sun. Alright, well that was it for this trip. I'll catch you next time. Take care of yourself. Let out.